HOT, the iconic radio talk show that made Philippine FM radio talk. Heard on Thursdays on the Monster.
Hey Monsters, good afternoon and welcome to the show that made Philippine FM Radio Talk, KBP's best podcast program, heard on Thursdays only on Manila's hottest Monster RX93.1. I'm your host, Ria Rams, and for decades, the world of Formula One has been known for speed, strategy, and spectacle. It's a sport built on precision and personalities, and for the longest time, the loudest voices in the room were always men. From the garages to the commentary boxes, race analysis to fan debates, motorsport has traditionally been a male-dominated space. But things are shifting. Today, more women are not just watching races, they're shaping conversations around them. They're breaking down strategy, delivering live updates, hosting segments, building communities, and proving that passion for the sport has no gender. Joining us today is somebody that embodies that shift. She started out as a passionate F1 fan, refreshing live timings, reacting to race drama, and sharing her thoughts online before growing into a respected motorsport presenter and content creator. Now, through race day, thick skin, and relatable F1 driven content, she's faced both around the world connect over for racing. Today, we are talking about into full-throttle career, what it's like to find your voice in a female-dominated industry, how storytelling will F1 closer to everyday fans. Heard on Thursdays, let's welcome to the show, Marti Pecache.
Hello Ria. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm super excited to be here, and I can see a smile on your face. I can feel the energy. Parang pareho tayong excited today.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to have you here, Marti. For those of you who don't know, Marti was actually a student jock.
I was.
Yeah, student jock Marti of UPD before she became Marti, the F1 content creator and motorsports presenter. Now, this was during the pandemic, which is why a lot of you monsters may not have really seen her or heard her.
Yeah.
It's a tough time for everybody. But back here, and now you're here not as student jock Marti, but as Marti, the F1 creator and motorsports presenter. How have you been?
I've been great. I've honestly been living my dream life, which I'm really thankful for. And, you know, it's all thanks to the people who have been supporting everyone on IG, everyone on TikTok. If you've been there since the beginning, or if you've been there since yesterday, or just a minute ago, it's all because of you. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy, Ria.
I love that. I'm happy to hear that. And it's great to hear that you're doing amazing and you're living your dream.
Thank you so much.
Now, before sending the live race updates, you were just a fan. And I want you to take us back to the beginning. How did you first get into Formula One, and what exactly was it about the sport that pulled you in? So for all those Monsters tuned in, before the interview, she mentioned that Marti never fangirled over anything.
Yeah.
Like, she gets tawa easily. So she had a face for One Direction, but that lasted maybe a month.
Tu naman.
Tu naman. But F1 it's been a long time coming. I mean, like, it's been a long hobby interest and now career. So how did you get started? And
okay, it's actually a really long story. Try to compress to maybe 2 minutes of me yapping. So I hope you guys still listen. So it all started in 2023. So this was January. And my family had plans of going to Melbourne to visit my brother because he lives in Melbourne. Pero pandemic, you know, it's been a while since we got to visit my brother in Melbourne. So we were planning to visit him in March, right? And this was January. And then my mom found the perfect accommodation for us. Me, my mom, and my dad. She found the perfect Airbnb, like perfect place, perfect location, perfect price. Like literally, I thought it was perfect.
Okay.
And then we had it later on in that day. The whole sorry, we gave it to someone else. So you were like, what? Huh? What? The Airbnb host was like, oh, it's because we wanted to give it to the first person that actually pays and like really confirms and not just reserves, because time that I'd go, it's during F1 race weekend
I see.
in March.
Okay.
So at that time, I did not go on. I knew it was racing, but that's all I knew about it.
Mhm.
I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even know. This is so embarrassing, guys. If you and you know who I am, judge me. I didn't even know was Hamilton. If anything, like medyo failure lang. But I didn't know about F1.
Mhm.
But then nag-joke ako sa magulang ko. We'll already be with watch joke because I'm not to spend, especially if like anong alam ko sa F1, like why very matipid ako as a person.
Mhm.
But then they were like, you know what? We'll already be there. Hindi ka once in a lifetime lang yan. Hindi ka you can buy just for one day, like tickets for one day, the cheapest tickets, ganun. Kasi once in a lifetime lang yan, hindi mo rin ma-experience ever.
True.
So, it took me a bit convincing. Like I said, and after a while, I was like, okay, sige, you know what? I know a lot of people fly to different countries
Right.
just to watch races. Diba, like, kanina, you said na you have friends who fly to Singapore for the race. I already knew of if I didn't know about F1.
Mhm.
But I will never get again. Parang, ba rin yung masasabi mo, oh, nakapunta na ako sa F1 race, ganun. So, ayun, I finally decided, sige, I'll go one day lang. Ako lang, like, my parents won't come with me, like, just me or whatever. And then my dad was like, okay, sige, you go. But before you go, do a bit of research on it muna para I could appreciate it. Hindi yung I'll go there. Like, may kinig lang ako sa cars. Wala alam sa nangyayari. So I was like, yeah, true. Like, I will do research. And then I told my friend about it. And then she was like, she's not an F1 fan, she just knows about this. She was like, oh, you should watch this documentary on Netflix. It's called Drive to Survive. Kahit the first 2 episodes lang, para lang you know the drivers, you know the teams, whatever. So I was like, okay, sige, I'll watch 1 episode. Para ako lang alam at all when I'm in Melbourne. Pero, I did not expect, medyo na lulong ako. Like, I ended up watching like 3 seasons straight.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I ended up becoming like really hyper fixated on it, and to the point na I was at my honeymoon phase with F1. You get what I mean? Parang sobrang deep dive. I was looking through everything like TikTok, YouTube, like other documentaries.
Right.
And the rest was history.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So your first, it was like serendipity.
It was.
Because, again, you weren't even supposed to watch, and then it was fated, destined to happen. That's crazy. So, because of watching the 3 seasons, that's how you learn about it. And did you finish the 3 seasons before even watching the race live?
I did.
Wow.
Here's the thing, like at the time, I think 5 seasons na siya or something. But then at some point, because I started the season already, right? So I wasn't too invested in the documentary anymore. I wanted to see like the live things that were happening na, like for the start of the season. So I stopped for a bit, but then yeah, I think the 6th, is it the 6th or the 7th? Like lalabas na in a few weeks. So I'm definitely gonna watch that. But yeah, before going to Melbourne for the race, I got to watch until the 3rd season ata. I think natapos ko siya ata. And it's funny because I only attended practice day. I didn't even get to go to race day because yun nga, cheapest ticket. Like a lot of people get shocked when I tell them that my ticket, it cost me 3,000 pesos. They get so shocked because they know na mahal talaga manood ng F1. Like honestly speaking, like it's a very elite sport. So that's exactly why I make my content also. Like I want to bring it, I want to give people more access to it because I know and I acknowledge that it's not that easy to reach as a sport. So, I want to help in making it more accessible to people, especially to girls. Oh my gosh, that's another topic for later.
Yes,
for
definitely.
girls.
Now, at what point did you shift? Okay, I love watching. I wanna talk about this publicly, and like you said, make it more accessible to people. Was what was the shift?
Okay, so I think this was the day after the race day mismo in Melbourne. I was like, okay, so I have this one, like, my OG F1 bestie. Halos siya lang nakakausap ko about it. So at some point, I was like, you know what? Parang I wanna make a secret TikTok account just to yap about it. Because, I had friends I talked to every single day, but none of them were F1 fans. I did not have F1 fans. I did not have F1 fan friends at the time. Just one, or like, yung iba, like, hindi naman super ka-close or whatever. So, parang I didn't want to have to bother my non-F1 fan friends every single day na I keep yapping about something they didn't care about. Diba? Like, sure, like, they'd listen, knowledge, happy for me. But it's different when you have, like, an actual F1 friend. So, I was like, you know what? I want to start posting on a secret account para I can yap freely.
Right.
Because, like, if it's on TikTok, hindi naman napipilitan mga tao makinig.
Exactly.
So, whatever. Like, if people find the account, so be it. If hindi, edi I can just yap freely. Parang journal, parang dump entry type of thing ko siya before. And then, yeah, I did it with a friend initially, and then we both got busy, and then we stopped content, and then that I started making it again, and I just continued with it. But yeah, that's basically how it started. I just wanted a space, an avenue for me to talk about it without having to bother my friends. Basically, it started
fair. That makes a lot of sense. But F1 then, of course, you were also still at the learning phase of F1. Did you hesitate at all, like, especially knowing that motorsport spaces, from commentary to analysis to the fans, it traditionally has been male dominated?
True. Actually, I did not hesitate because, like, to me, it was really just I didn't know that people were gonna see it.
Okay.
Which gave me, like, more of a push to, okay, just do it, just post whatever you want to post. So that gave me the push also. Tsaka, I did my research because I was fueled. This is sad, this is honestly sad, but I was fueled by the thought that, okay, I need to have ammo if people try to test me on it. Na parang, like, I did a lot of research. Para lang, I would know what to say if ever someone ambushes me. Okay, what's this? What's DRS? What's the engine during this year? Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, and I know a lot of people go through that as well, especially girls. Parang they go above and beyond with their research para lang hindi kami mapahiya.
Right. Because I feel like, when the stereotype or what people assume is that you're only a fan because, you find this driver hot.
Yeah,
but that's not
exactly.
the case. I have seen so many women that are fans of F1, not only because, like, of course, that plays a part. Maybe it's what pulled them in the first place, but they are so knowledgeable about this, and that's often overlooked simply because, again, it's traditionally related. Have proven that it's not a sport that has a gender. Anybody can be a fan, and anybody can talk about it, and you did exactly that. I think is really amazing.
Thank you so much.
Did you feel it actually happened? You said that you did a lot of research because you were fueled by the worry, I guess, that people would, like. Did it actually ever happen?
People asking me direct technical questions, no.
Okay.
But until now, like, until last year, I'd say, I would get comments on my TikTok saying, are you actually a fan of F1? Or, oh, girls are, like, they'd say, like, general, misogynistic things in my comments. So I'm just like, girl, like, get a life.
Yeah.
Like, instead of, like, commenting on random content creators' TikToks, why not just enjoy the sport just like we do? Like, nananahimik kami dito. Like, we're just enjoying it just as you do. So, like, why not stick to that? Right? Or, like, if you're gonna spread anything about F1, let it be love. Parang mali yung term na love, no? Pero, let it be positivity. Let it be, share your knowledge. Like, if you see a fan, regardless of their gender, like, if you see that they're not that, knowledgeable when it comes to this technical aspect, then help them. Like, instead of bringing them down, like, what does that do? Does it feed your ego? Like, does it entertain you? I don't get it. So yeah, to answer your question, and dami ko sinabi, sorry, but to answer your question, not directly the questions, but I did get a lot of like negative comments from men, all from men. But then it was so satisfying last year na, alam mo yun, parang when
I am now.
Parang okay, you're stuck commenting these bad things on my account while I'm interviewing your favorite driver. Oh, joke lang. Yeah.
No, but come on, like that is something to be proud of, and
thank you.
And to have people doubting you and then proving them wrong is really one of the most satisfying things ever. So that's amazing, and we are gonna get a little bit more into that later on. But right now, Monsters, you are listening to Heard on Thursdays. I'm your host, Ria Rams, and we are talking about stepping into the world of F1 as a content creator and motorsport presenter with Marti Pecache. We'll be right back, only on Manila's hottest Monster RX93.1.
HOT, the iconic radio talk show that made Philippine FM radio talk. Heard on Thursdays on the Monster.
What is it that you do?
I take high-value items and make them disappear.
So you're a thief.
This guy's a ghost. There's no DNA. He's in and out in seconds.
Your guy's untraceable.
Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Barry Keoghan, Halle Berry. One crime connects them all.
We're good at this.
Crime 101. Crime 101. Now playing in cinemas.
Ride into good fortune this Lunar New Year at Okada, Manila. Celebrate the year of the fire horse with festive dining, shopping, hotel offers, indulgent iconic lion dance. Invited Reward Circle members can look forward to an exclusive Lunar New Year dinner concert at Cove, Manila. Visit okadamanila.com.
What's new on campus? Events, concerts, and parties.
The Radio 1 School Gimmick Board.
Calling all filmmakers, creatives, and storytellers. Ready to turn your ideas into something unforgettable? Join Cinepu 18, Diwa, mula sa lente ng katauhan, FEU's annual student film festival, and showcase your creativity on the big screen. Submit your film entries by April 1, 2026. The celebration begins at the opening ceremony on May 5, 2026 at the FEU Theater Studio. Don't miss your moment. Submit your film now and be part of the experience. Follow Cinepu on all social media platforms for more details. For the Radio 1 School Gimmick Board, this is student Jack Ina of the University of the Philippines, Diliman. Catch the Radio 1 show every Saturday at 2 to 6 p.m. Only here on Manila's hottest Monster RX93.1.
The Radio 1 School Gimmick
Radio 1 School Gimmick Board. SGB. Featuring Manila's hottest student jocks taking over the Monster. Crash course in cool school affairs. Radio 1. Radio 1. Hosted by your favorite student DJs from summer cities. Every Saturday, only from Manila's
hottest Monster RX 93.1. Welcome back to Heard on Thursdays, Monsters. I'm your host, Ria Rams, and we are diving deeper into the world of F1 with Marti Pecache. So let's talk about what you actually do, okay? For those who may not realize how much work goes into it, what does being a Formula One content creator and motorsport presenter really involve?
Okay, so it's a lot of things, but just in general, I'd say during the race season, every time there's a race or like the other sessions like qualifying or practice sessions, I'd always, like me personally, like the type of creator I am, I post live race updates. So it's nakatuwa nga because a lot of people message me saying na, because sometimes they're at work, they're at school, so they don't get to watch like the races or any of the sessions. They just go to my account for the updates. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. But yeah, basically that's what I do, content during race weekends. But during off season or pag, you know, medyo may weeks talaga in between like the races, I make comedic skits also, or sometimes like I post random updates because sometimes F1 they post like breaking news posts. So like always like I'm always like really quick with it, and like people say that also na parang
Nauna ka pa.
madali ka. Journalist AF masyado. Pero yeah, I enjoy it kasi like I genuinely enjoy it, especially because like we've created a community na rin, which is super nakatuwa. Like I've had like there are people who've been, you know, interacting with me since 2023.
Wow.
So until now, like they interact with my posts, like, you know, and with other people in the comment section of my posts. So nakatuwa. But, you know, other than that, other than making my own content, like on my own, sometimes I get sent to other countries. Ganun, like especially last year, I was sent to Canada, Qatar, and Singapore. So the one in Canada, I was there as a creator. So that's when I got to experience, thankfully, like very fortunately, like the Paddock Club. And then when I was in Singapore and Qatar, I was there as a presenter.
Wow.
So yun naman, like, because I was there as media, so technically I kind of had more access to more places on track. And it was super fun, super tiring though. Like I've said this a few times, or baka naman sa friends ko pa lang nasasabi. Na-post ko na ba to? Hindi ko alam, guys. But either way, one thing I realized talaga is that people see F1 as this very, you know, shiny thing, like very glitz and glamour talaga pag F1. Because, you know, it's this very big, elite sport talaga. But what they don't see is the stress na nangyayari behind the scenes. Because, syempre, for the teams, like, they always have to make sure that their car is okay. They have to make sure everyone is in the team is in shape, ganon. The drivers, syempre, they also have to go through training and whatever. But also, I realize, like, at least in my field, or, like, sub-industry, which is media, in this industry, which is F1, it's also super duper duper tiring din pala and super complicated. Obviously, I don't really like post this online because I also don't know if I'm allowed to, but I'm allowed naman to say na, you know, it is stressful because, you know, sometimes like the work hours, like there would be times where I'd be on track, especially last year in Singapore and Qatar, we'd be on track from like, let's say 3 p.m. to 2 a.m., 3 a.m. because hinahabol namin yung show namin for the next day. But then, it's not something I ever complained about because, you know, like, I'm there to live my dream. Like, what else could I ask for, diba? Parang it's the good type of tired. Exactly. It's the good type of stressed. So, always super duper thankful whenever I get to do those things. But, yeah, that's basically what I do for now.
Yeah, so when you say motorsport presenter, what exactly, for those who don't know, what exactly is it that you do? So we know what you do as a content creator, but what does a motorsport presenter do? Okay, so for me specifically last year, because it's different talaga per presenter. Like some presenters, you know, they really talk about the technical stuff. Some presenters, they do live race coverage talaga. But for me specifically last year, I did more of the fan engagement stuff. Okay. And I feel like yun yung mas bagay talaga sa akin because, you know, I love people. I love talking to people. I love yapping with them. So I feel like that's why I was placed in that parang position last year. Like mainly to talk to fans, like the community, to show also the other fun things on track. But also I was given the opportunity to be able to interview some drivers as well. Wow. That was super, oh my God, we can talk about this later, but I was super surprised when I interviewed George Russell ganon because that was biglaan, guys. Alam nyo ba, kung nakita nyo yung post ko, that was biglaan. Like, I didn't expect to be interviewing him. Yeah. And when Hamilton, it was also super biglaan because I saw your video. Yeah, that day, like that moment, I was told, okay, we're gonna interview some special needs kid in the that part of the kid, ganon, in the pit lane. So I was ready to talk to kids, diba? Like I was conditioning my brain. Okay, I have to talk, you know, like I have to talk a bit slower, I have to use very simple terms kasi bata. Pagkadating ko doon, Lewis Hamilton, I was like, girl, I was not prepared to see Lewis Hamilton in the flesh. Right. I'm not enough to, you know, high-five him. Yeah. So have an interaction. Exactly. So, yun, those are the things that come with being a presenter. Super daming unexpected things you have to deal with. Whether they're nice losses, I think according to plan, it's the part of it. But, yeah. I think I veered way too far from what you asked. You're good. Engagements, driver stuff, but also
for me last year, they wanted me to do social media still. So part of my presenting job was me doing like coverages as well on my social media for them.
Oh, nice.
So yun, so technically, because they give me a lot of freedom to post what I want to post during a race weekend, and I'm really thankful for that. Like it really is such a privilege that people just allow you to be yourself, and not people get to, especially in reports, because very strict nga, you know, they're very flexible, they're very lenient when it comes to what I want, because they just want me to have fun as well.
Aww.
And they enjoy fun with what I do. It shows in the coverages as well on my social media, whether it be about the race or what I did that day, I experienced that day, you know, with my audience, because you know, like we said earlier, parang it's a really big world. Like not a lot of people get access to this. So as much as possible, I'd really like to share it with, you know. Oh gosh, sorry guys, I burped. Excuse me, one, you know, especially because it's behind the scenes stuff. So you know, it's always just such a joy and a privilege to get to share it with them.
No, that's awesome. And again, like you said, a lot of it isn't seen on social media, so it's cool that you're able to add perspective to your audience, to see what else goes on besides the race. I watch her skits mimicking George Russell.
Really? Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, may viewer pala tayong nanonood. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Now, Marty, how are you studying data, watching press conferences, keeping up with team updates during the week? What does your prep work look like?
Okay, definitely. Okay, top of my mind, because like a lot goes into prep for a race weekend, but I would say it's the most stressed you'll ever see me. Parang I've told some of my friends na parang, oh my gosh, I do not like who I am pre-race weekend, because I get so worked up. It's so stressful, like highly stressful. And obviously, like I said earlier, I don't post about it because, you know, I don't want to spread that negativity to, you know, I just want to spread the positive vibes, and they don't need to see the stressful prep. But usually, aside from what you said, Ngana, of course, I stay updated. Like, I look through their socials, ganon, and I watch all the sessions prior, so that I would know what to say. Like, even when I'm interviewing fans, like, I need to know what to say as well. Like, even if it's not super technical. Like, kung I'm interviewing a McLaren fan, I need to know na, okay, the week prior, nag-disqualify sila Lando and Oscar. I need to know that. So, yeah, obviously, like, I stay updated, but also, there's a lot of prep that goes into like the actual job. So parang we need to fix like the travel documents or like the on-track documents. So to get the accreditation, it's, you know, you have to go through a process as well, like to get into an F1 track as media. So that's as well. You know, you are also, and sometimes like may rules then for that. So
what?
Yeah, like, because like when you're on TV, like you can't be wearing stripes, you can't wear like something na ma-pattern, whatever, blah blah blah. So stuff like that. And I know it doesn't seem, you know, too big of a deal, but it gets me so stressed.
Yeah,
but
no,
then,
I mean, on top of everything else that you're already worrying about, it makes absolute sense.
Yeah, but it's super fun. Like, and I'm very, very fortunate na yun yung stress ko. Like, that's something you don't get to experience every day. So, at the end of the day, I'm very thankful na yun yung pinagkakaabalahan ko before a race weekend. And then, during race weekend, of course, even though we have those work hours, we get tired. All in all, like, it's just super fun. I'm just super happy to be there, because in my mind, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I can call it a job. Like, what do you mean I get to call this work? What do you mean I get to call this a job? Like, this is literally my dream. So like people, I get, you know, I compensated for living my dream. So it's that's wild to me, and I'll always be super duper thankful talaga.
Right. And now we've talked about the preparations weekend, but when you're actually doing live race updates, what is happening exactly behind the scenes? It's like, are you juggling timing screens, social media, and your reactions. So how exactly what does there look like?
I'm gonna talk in the lens in the lens of what happened in Singapore. So when we were in Singapore, we stayed in the media pen, and I could watch the race from like where we were, as in like the live race, but also since you're just watching one part of it, makikita mo lang na the cars will zoom past you for like what 30 seconds. Then after that, you don't really know what's happening. So apart from like seeing the actual cars na, you know, you can hear them, you can smell them sometimes.
Right.
Lalo na kung nagkakaproblema yung car. I go to like the part of the media pen where there's a screen,
Right.
so that I could actually see what's happening. Because, you know, when I update, you know, my what's actually happening, hindi yung, oh, dumadaan sila. Ano nangyayari? Like, I see they have nice sounds, but obviously, like, I have to find out. Sometimes I go to the F1 app as well. I go to their IG.
Right.
So, like, I cross look I cross look like among all the social media of like F1, sometimes the teams, so that I would know what's happening. And then after that, I make a very quick video because, you know, everything in F1 happens so fast.
Yes.
I make a quick video. I ask, you know, the higher ups for approval. Like, can I post this? And then they give me approval, and then I post it, and then I go back to watching.
Wow.
Then if something happens, like, you just have to do it again. And yeah, like, everything happens pretty quickly, but fun. Dun yung thrill of it. Kaya,
You think that the race is intense, but all the work, the media work behind it is also pretty intense. Just having to stay updated and catch up with the speed of what is going on. It sounds very challenging in its
it
own right.
is. But it's fun. Wait, sorry. I want to share lang. There was this one time in Singapore, I had to record a VO.
Yeah.
I had to record a VO for one of my video deliverables that had to be posted that same night. And daming race sunod-sunod. I think it was F2 at the time. So while I was recording, I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'm on a track. While I'm recording VO, dinig yung cars. But you had to what was happening. I also had to edit. So that's something that happens a lot. It happened as well in Montreal when I was there for the race. Na, you know, while you're watching what's happening, you have to be editing para supposed like posting date or whatever. So yeah, a lot of editing goes into it as well. Like, yeah, a lot of effort through all fronts. Like, lahat talaga.
Yeah, I mean, it again, editing, content creation, a lot of people make it seem like it's just, it's you're making videos. But with this kind of work, you know, you're also trying to get up, which is very challenging, and doing it perfectly. Actually, somebody just commented saying, OMG, one of our favorite F1 motorsport content creators, much love from Bootleg Bar.
Oh my gosh, thanks guys. Long time no chica. Thank you.
I love that. Now, how do you balance being informative and also being entertaining? We were talking about this a while ago, right? Because I was telling Marti that I haven't actually gotten into F1 yet that much, and she said that the best way to start is Drive to Survive, but a lot of people say that it's over dramatized, whatever. And we were talking about how, well, you have to balance the entertainment portion, especially for those who have no clue about it. But you, as a creator and as a motorsport presenter, how do you balance those two on your own? Because, I mean, your content is super fun and relatable, but it's also rooted in your real knowledge of the sport.
Okay, so for me, I would say it's changed throughout the years. Because when I was starting, you know, like, hindi pa masyado malaki my community, ganon.
Right.
Like, I'd post different kinds of content talaga, as in like skits, informative videos. I used to post more informative stuff way before compared to now. Right now, I don't get to do it because there is so much effort to write like the content when it comes to like the informational things. So before, I used to do a lot of informative stuff in like back in 2023. But then as the years have passed, okay, let's say now, like the close informative my content would get is me saying what happened during a race, but I don't get to do other kinds of informative stuff already at the moment. I want to though, but basically, like, to answer your question, like, I balance it in such a way na I talk like this when I describe what happened during a race. Like, I kind of like repeat what happened throughout the entire like 2-hour race.
Right.
I condense it into like a second video or something, and I just include tiny bits of, okay, nag-sandbag kasi si ganyan. Just include tiny bits of like jargon.
Right.
Just to make it more digestible. Like, not saying na hindi magigets ng audience, but just for me as well. Like, I would want to watch that. Like, I wouldn't want to watch something na overly informative naman din.
Yes.
Because, I don't know, like, I did my research on that na naman before. So, parang nakakatamad to sit through. Like, I don't want to do that also to other people.
Yes.
That's why I want to keep it chill. I want to keep it chill and casual. Then, you know, if people ask in the comments, oh, what does this mean? I answer naman, but then I don't make a video na. I just like, I just type it out. But, yeah, that's basically how I do balancing of the two.
Yeah. Now, F1 space.
Oh, yeah.
How
Oh my
did
gosh.
you navigate that?
Yeah. Okay, so top of my head, my thesis kasi was also about F1. It was about parang women navigating their place in this male-dominated sport nga. And like, from my interviews, I interviewed 5 female fans kasi, and the common theme I got from all of their, you know, stories na they told me during their interviews was that sobrang gatekeeping ng community. Like, I've realized this with like foreign F1 fans na mag-gatekeep talaga sila na parang, okay, parang, why are you a fan? Like, wag ka maki-bandwagon. Wag ka maki-bandwagon, ganun. And I didn't expect some Filipinos as well saying na, oh, nakikita. So, yeah, it is one world in the F1 community, but I'd to say na parang I think mas nag-improve na now, or I didn't my comment sections as much, baka kasi medyo sadly na-prove ko na yun sarili ko, so I don't know, baka they felt comfortable like commenting all these things sa akin dati kasi, you know, starting pa lang ako, parang I didn't have any of these parang experiences or achievements to my name yet because, you know, I was starting, but now parang, oh, ba't nananahimik na kayo bigla dyan? Parang, but yeah, a lot of gatekeeping in this sport.
Yeah, and just because you don't have these achievements doesn't mean you can't be knowledgeable or a fan about it, right?
Exactly.
Like, just because you don't have the credibility, like you're not a creator or a doesn't mean you don't know anything just because you're a girl.
Exactly. Guys, we can read, we can understand. It's so easy to watch a 5-minute YouTube video explainer. It's not that hard.
And honestly, it's not just for girls. It's like for anybody who wants to get started. Like, you gotta start somewhere.
Exactly.
And if you're not gonna start knowing everything, you know, you gotta start somewhere. And if you want more people to understand and fall in love with the sport that you're in love with, you have to be open to people.
Exactly. You have to welcome them.
And I think that's why a lot of people find your content so relatable and so, like, a lot of people love your content. It's because you don't make it feel daunting or embarrassing to not know certain things.
Yeah, and I also used to post a lot about this na parang, guys, if you're a girl, this is your sign na ganyan. Like, I always make content for the girlies also. Like, I always try to insert that into my go know the fact. Like, this is a fact. A lot of girls are shy to express their being a fan by wearing merch or by posting, you know, race results on their stories because they're afraid of being judged, like, by the people pa around them, like, not just strangers, just by, let's say, guy classmates, ganun. A lot of girls experience this, so that's why I like making content na, guys, like, don't listen to them. Like, we're all here to enjoy the sport. Parang, if you want to post this, go ahead. You know, as long as you don't step on anyone, feel free to express your being a fan in however way you want to do it. As long as wala ka natatapakang tao. Yeah. Chill lang.
How do you feel about people who are fans just because they find the racers or the drivers attractive?
That's fine. Like, I don't really... It's fine. To me, as long as you don't say anything inappropriate, that's where I draw the line. Like, it's okay to, you know, be a fan because, you know, you find them attractive, but as long as you're not disrespectful or inappropriate, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I can say the term, but as long as you're not inappropriate, then it's fine. And as long as you make an effort to, you know, let's say you do like the sport because of the drivers, as long as you make an effort to still understand the sport, kahit, you know, the basics lang din, then that's fine. And I think a lot of the people are like that. Like, most girls are like that. So it's fine as long as you're not disrespecting anybody.
Exactly. Love that. Now, as a woman speaking about all these things, race strategy, team politics, and more, do you feel the landscape is changing? Are more women stepping into the conversation nowadays?
Definitely, especially because I had the privilege of being in the paddock in Qatar. In Singapore kasi I was at the media pen and the paddock entrance. But in Qatar, I was at the paddock na. So I realized like I was able to observe a lot of women are there. A lot of the presenters are women.
Yes!
So super nakakatuwa. Like, guys, if you're listening and if you're an F1 fan, you would know sila Ariana Bravo, Bernie Collins. Like, they're all very powerful women. So it's really nice to see na, you know, we're taking up space in this industry because we can do it. Like, we have a place in the sport and we're chill. Like, we know stuff just as much as others do. And if we don't, the research. Ganon.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, Monsters, you are listening to Heard on Thursdays. I'm your host, Ria Rams, and we are talking about carving out space in motorsport media with Marti Pecache. We'll be back in just a little bit, only here on Manila's hottest Monster, RX 93.1.
Heard on Thursdays. Winner of KBP Golden Dove Award for Best Magazine Program, the iconic radio talk show that made Philippine FM radio talk. HOT on the Monster.
All you gotta do is call. I am a monster.
028-631-9393. Monster requests for free. Monster hits, greetings, opium songs. Monster hotline is the key.
I am a monster.
The Monster Hotline, 028-631-9393. The Monster Hotline.
Manila's hottest Monster, RX 93.1. Welcome back to Heard on Thursdays. I am Ria Rams, and we F1 with Marti Pecache. Yes, so let's get into race weekend mode. What is it like for you when the lights go out? Like, what does the typical Grand Prix weekend look like from your perspective?
Okay, so for me, it really depends on what I'm doing. Are you talking about the experience?
Yeah.
Okay, it really depends on my description of the weekend. Let's say for Singapore, I have access to like a really nice viewpoint to see the race. So like I said earlier, parang I'd watch it and it's super, you can feel the energy from the fans because like you're there in person, diba? And I can see the fans in the grandstand and you can see them, you can hear them screaming whenever like the cars zoom past you. So it's always super nice to be there in person to get to experience it because iba talaga pag you're with fellow fans.
Yes.
But don't get me wrong, I love watching races through my laptop, especially because if you watch through your laptop, you get to see everything happening, like all camera angles, diba? Lalo nangyayari, you know the things, you know, I mean you know where the drivers are at, you know what's happening to almost every single driver because you can also listen to their radios when they talk to their engineers. But then if it's in real life, okay, sure, you can hear the commentary because like there are some parts of the track naman na, you know, there are speakers, you can hear naman the commentary, there are screens, but sometimes wala. So sometimes like mas masaya for me to watch sa laptop, but ultimately, syempre, like it's always the dream to get to be in a racetrack, joke lang. Gets
Just
yun na yan, guys.
experience it live. Different.
Yeah.
But you get what watching it's informative to watch.
Yeah.
Through TV or whatever it is because it's
overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming. Naka-overstimulate siya sometimes.
But of course, the experience is something that you will forever treasure at once in your life, right?
True.
Now, do you watch every session from practice to qualifying to the race, or do you focus mainly on Sundays?
I usually focus on Saturdays and Sundays. So quali and the actual. When I was starting, I was even a content creator yet at this time. I used to watch all sessions because like I said, parang may honeymoon phase pa talaga ako dati na everything related to F1, I want to watch it. But now, busy na rin. And like, you have also ganon. Parang I only post on the Friday dates. Like, I read about it and then I post. But then I don't watch live kasi although practice sessions are usually telling then, they're not that they're not at telling or like Saturday ganon or the actual race. But then I still make it a point to make content on Friday practice sessions. And yeah, I try to not miss a race ever. And here's the thing, kasi like it's a joke among people in the F1 community na, especially if you're from the Philippines, puyat na naman tayo. Kasi diba the races are like all around the world.
Yes.
So no matter what time it is, you have to wake up and watch the race. So that's something I make content about also a lot na kung I'll be up at 3 a.m. I'll make something about it or like I'll post live at 3 a.m. So it really is an effort also to be an F1 fan. Gets niyo yun, guys. So if you're an F1 fan, like you would know na we're always sleep deprived even if let's say we have work the next day or you guys have school or whatever. But it's always super worth it. Actually, hindi siya lagi worth it. Kasi minsan boring or minsan you're gonna watch a race, you're super excited, but you're super puyat. And then you're gonna see that your favorite driver is gonna DNF. So DNF did not finish. So may kita mo bigla nila magka-crash or like your team's gonna give like weird orders to your driver and then they're gonna, not do well. So that's when it becomes not so entertaining pag hindi ka masaya sa results.
Fair. Anybody who watches, right? Like if you're rooting for someone, but we're talking you're sharing with us like how sometimes it can be not worth it. But what would you say is the most chaotic and unforgettable race that you've covered so far?
Oh my gosh. I did not cover this before because this was not I was not a creator yet at the time.
Yeah.
But it was during the Melbourne Grand Prix in 2023. I didn't get to go live because I went to the practice day lang. But in 2023, if I remember correctly, Australia, the start was pretty boring, pretty clean, like not a lot of overtakes, not a lot of action. Tapos nung last, let's say 5 laps, it kept stopping and stopping. Because that's where all the actors really end races. Very iconic. And that's the top of my head. Like there are some races na the start is very boring, but then towards the end, super grabe, daming action, entertaining. But sometimes it's the opposite, na all the action is in the first lap lang. Then after that, the rest of the laps, like 60 laps, wala, boring na, ganun.
Yeah.
Tapos you'll know alam mo na kung sino yung winner from like lap 2 pa lang. Because like the gap's super big na.
Yeah.
But yeah, top of my head, Australia 2023.
Wasn't that your first?
That was my first. Yeah, that was my first. So, baka naman I'm biased. But like, if you guys remember that race, it was pretty wild. Because imagine, patapos na nga, tapos last lap, something's gonna happen na naman.
Right.
So yeah, that was pretty entertaining. But, okay, another one siguro would be Singapore. One where it was Carlos and then Lando. Very smart driving, smart racing, and strategy from Carlos. Sorry, I'm getting ano na, but yeah, very entertaining. Like it's so nice to see like the witty and like smart strategies of the teams and the drivers. And share ko lang, it was just I don't know ilan, basta babae.
Yeah.
So like that's amazing. It's amazing to see like these women in those kinds of fields in F1 that they're part of the engineering department or whatever. So it's nice to see it. Like we love seeing women in STEM.
I was gonna say I'm sure there are also women in the team. Somebody mentioned F1 women engineers as well.
Yeah.
So like more than being a creator, a fan, there also are women representing our gender.
Exactly.
Involved in the race. I think is really awesome. Now, you talked about your best, like the best race for when you weren't even a creator yet. You're like a presenter. You're officially there. Have you ever had to stay presenter composed on camera, but internally you were like fangirling over something that just happened? I'm sure your interaction with the drivers had to be one of them.
Yeah, I think it's exactly that. Like you're talking about. So I would say it's okay. Singapore was super special. Qatar was also super special. I can't compare them, but just at the top of my head, what you said, I had to maintain my composure. I'd say it was Qatar, because I was briefed talaga before entering the paddock na, okay, you're here as a presenter, like you're not here as a fan, okay? You're here for work. So I got to high five Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, like, the big guns.
Yes.
I got to interact with them, Lewis. So that was like an example of when I had to be chill. Although I must say, for the other drivers, parang okay, I was really happy to meet them, but nobody compares to Lewis Hamilton. Like, iba yung aura niya. I can't even describe it. Like, I did not feel that with the other drivers, ha? Like, not at all. I feel like I would feel that with Danny Rick, guys. But he's not an F1 driver anymore. He's my ultimate favorite driver. But then when people ask me, like, who's your favorite driver? Wala ako masagot. I don't have a favorite driver. And I also don't have a team. Which I think works for, like, presenters with bias.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say Qatar, when I got to directly interact with these drivers na, I used to watch them on screen before, and then now, parang, what do you mean I'm in the same, room as them? I'm in the same area as them. That's super duper nice, and I let to share it with people as well.
That's amazing. And what was going on in your head? I mean, you did have to stay composed, but I'm sure deep inside you were like, oh my god. So what exactly was going on in your head, and how did you manage to stay composed? Because I saw your video, like, you look chill.
Yeah.
Like, you look like, hey, like, high five. And then you kind of freaked out a little bit after.
I think sa mata ko.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. So some people were like, okay, you're at same mission accomplished. And I was like, am I allowed to maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, the thing that ran through my head after meeting Lewis Hamilton, just him specifically, like, I was telling my friends, I was like, guys, like, literally, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I met Lewis Hamilton. Like, I only felt that with Lewis Hamilton, and I met, like, a lot of other people that weekend. I met David Beckham, I met Kevin Hart, Jessica Alba.
Wow!
I met Novak Djokovic that weekend as well. Pero kay Lewis ko lang naramdaman yung, whoa, did that just happen? So yeah, super happy when I met Lewis.
Yeah, did you get to speak with him, or was it just that?
Not really.
It was interaction, right?
Very quick, get like directly with any drivers, and I did get to in Singapore because I had a very, very, very quick interview with George Russell, Zhou Guanyu, and Franco Colapinto, guys. Pero hindi lang nakita sa video. Like, we weren't able to, like, get it properly because it was super crowded.
Right.
He answered naman when he was like 2 feet away from me na. So, it was funny, but yeah, ayun.
So, I think one of the things that a lot of people wonder, I mean, we know that F1 drivers are very busy during their races. They're preparing, they're trying to get mentally into their races already. But is there anything you could say about them that people won't see by justing?
Ooh. Oh my gosh, I love this question. Okay. I would say they're actually pretty kind people. But then, of course, that's just from a quick interaction with them. None of us know what they're actually like. But I would like to think that they're nice people, especially. Okay, let's talk about Max Verstappen. A lot of people used to peg him as the villain of F1. I love him, by the way. I love Max, guys. So, to the Max haters out there, joke lang, hindi naman. Basta, I love Max. But they used to peg him as, like, medyo, snobby or whatever.
Right.
He was nice. Like, I got to high five him. He was on the way to the media pen pa na, like, for his pre-race, like, media day interview. And he gave me a smile and a high five. So, alam mo yun, parang people expect him to be medyo masungit, super serious, but he's not. Like, a lot of the drivers are actually really chill. But I feel like that's also because you have to reciprocate. You have to be very respectful. You have to have your boundaries. So, as long as you have your boundaries, you're also respectful with what you're asking of them, then they'll give it to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, one of our listeners is asking, were you able to do a pit lane walk around and look into the team's garage?
I did. I got to do a pit lane experience in Singapore and Qatar, and I actually covered it. So, it was super fun. I was mainly talking to fans there in the pit lane experience, but I also did I did a music video, guys. I did a music video at the pit lane because it was such a chaotic pit lane day at that time, so we didn't get to interview a lot of fans because it's super duper crowded at the pit lane at the time. So we were like, wait, we need a bit more like content, so we made a music video for like that part of the show, and it was super fun. My show. Because at the end of that music video, apparently, nakuha rin pala ng main cam of the show yung high five ni Lewis. Now I have my high five with Lewis in 2 different POVs, guys.
Oh my god, you lucky girl.
It was super fun. But yeah, it's always so chaotic at the pit lane though. Like if I may say, like very chaotic, but it's the fun type of chaotic because, you know, you're all there, you feel each other's energy. Everyone's just super excited for race weekend. So it's really nice also to get to see fans who are there for the first time, because your first Grand Prix is always super duper duper special. Like to me, like I've gone to I think 5 or 6 Grand Prix na at this point, pero yung pinaka sentimental pa rin for me is the very first one, which was, you know, when I wasn't even a creator yet. I was like barely a fan.
Yeah.
I was the very fresh.
Yeah.
Very fresh.
You
fan.
had just finished watching 3 seasons of Drive to Survive then.
Yeah, very fresh pa lang nun,
Yeah.
but yeah, super fun.
So what do you think makes the F1 such a strong community sport? Like, you've been mentioning fans. So why do you think they connect so deeply with teams and the drivers?
I feel like people connect with the sport. There are a lot of stories in the sport na parang all drivers or all teams, they have their own respective stories, especially during the season. So, meron tayong mga underdog na biglang end of the season, biglang nag-podium yung isang lang driver. Like, that's actually so amazing. I feel like that's why people are into it, especially because it's a team sport. This is something I like emphasizing sometimes, na people think, you know, it's just like you're there to watch the drive, but they don't always realize na it's a team sport. Like, these drivers win, these teams win, not just because of the effort of the drivers, but because of everyone else, like back at the factory, or your race engineer, your team principal. Like, it's so amazing to me. Like, one small thing lang can impact your race. Like, kunyari, yung mechanics na nagtatanggal ng wheel, or like the front jack na nagahawak ng car when you have to like pit, ganon. Like, literally one small mistake or something can change the entire trajectory of everything. So I feel like that's why people like it, because it's super duper unpredictable talaga, and it's really fun to watch, especially because you're not just like there for one specific driver. Like, you just want to see the action all throughout as well. So yeah, I feel like that's why people like it.
That's awesome. And from the sounds of it, you said that your community, a lot of them have been with you since you started in 2023. And it seems like just aside of course from the negatrons, you know, it seemed like a very supportive and welcoming community, which I think is really awesome.
Super duper. I super appreciate that. Like, sila pa sometimes nagpo-point out ng mga like stuff na medyo pinagdadaanan ko. Like, I'll never forget this. Like, there were some people, kay after Singapore and Qatar, because my bio on Instagram, oh my God, baka maiyak ako. Joke lang, hindi naman. Dati ko pa ito naiyak, so hindi na maiyak now. So, my bio on Instagram used to be aspiring motorsport presenter. And then after Singapore and Qatar, I still kept it that way, but a lot of people were messaging me or like commenting on my post. They were saying, ate, change mo na yung bio mo, ate, hindi ka na aspiring. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I couldn't believe people actually like noticed na my bio was still that, because I never posted it. I never talked about it. It's just that when they go to my profile, like, they would see it. So like, they'd remind me na, uy, ate, palitan mo na yan, pwede na. And like, I wouldn't change it, because in my mind, I still wanted to stick to the sentimental feeling of me chasing my dreams, na parang hindi ko pa fully ma-process na I actually reached it already. But then I had this whole very supportive and loving community behind me, reminding me na, hey, you deserve to change it. Like, you worked hard for it, so go for it. Like, we're right behind you. And I'll always be super duper thankful, because I won't be here. Like, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be getting all these opportunities if not for the people who have been there since the start. So I'll always be super thankful talaga.
I love that. So have you changed it yet?
I did.
Yes!
I screen recorded it.
Oh, I love that so much.
But I didn't post it for my own viewing lang, kasi medyo nahihiya ako. But yeah, I screen recorded it.
That's awesome. Congratulations,
Thank
Marti.
you.
Well, Monsters, you are listening to Heard on Thursdays. I'm your host, Ria Rams, and we are talking about community, competition, and the culture of F1 with Marti Pecache. We'll be back in just a little bit right here on Manila's hottest Monster RX93.1.
Heard on Thursdays. Winner of multiple KBP Golden Dove Awards. HOT. The Monster.
Hello,
Sydney, your daughter is the same age you were when this all started. If you hurt her, I'm not going to hurt her until you're here to
You like scary movies. The call returns. Ghostface is back, and the past won't stay buried. Manila's hottest, Monster RX93.1 brings you one of the most iconic horror franchises ever, Scream 7. When a new killer emerges in the quiet town where Sydney Prescott has built a new life, her darkest fears become reality as her daughter becomes the next target. Now, to protect her family, Sydney must face the horrors of her past and end the bloodshed once and for all. And now, Monsters. You get to see it first. Catch the monster movie premiere of Scream 7 on Wednesday, February 25 at Ayala Mall Cinemas, Greenbelt 3, Cinema 1. Gates open at 7 p.m. and the movie starts at 8 p.m. Keep it locked on the Monster and listen closely for the Monster DJ's cue for your chance to win invites. The call returns. The rules still apply. Ghostface is watching. Scream 7 in cinemas, February 25. Brought to you by Manila's hottest, Monster RX 93.1.
Like, share, and follow the TMR Facebook page at TMR on RX931. That's Facebook.com/TMR on RX931. Get access to exclusives, promos, and other cool, wit, funny content. Interact with the Morning Rush Gang, Chico, Hazel, and Marky. Like, share, and follow at TMR on RX931. That's Facebook.com/TMR on RX931. Countdown Top 7. Countdown Top 7. An irresistible serving of today's monster hits. Spiced up with monster humor. I'm Hazel Hottie. Catch me Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. Countdown Top 7. The top monster hits of the week and then some. The only countdown that counts. The award-winning monster special like no other. Only on Manila's Hot Monster RX 93.1.
Manila's hottest Monster RX 93.1. Welcome back to her host Ria Rams, and we are with Marti. Now, Marti, looking back at your journey from a passionate fan to a very famous content creator for F1 and a motorsport presenter as well, what is the biggest lesson or lessons that you have learned about yourself?
Okay. I have a lot. Like, I actually listed it down before. Like, medyo journal type of thing. I wanted to make a video about it, guys. I haven't done it yet. I might
your
soon.
video.
So here's my video. Okay, so I think the biggest thing I realized about myself, which I think helped a lot in, growing this career, I feel like I have a lot of audacity, and I feel like that really is the key in achieving like what you want to achieve. Like, okay, in Tagalog terms, kapalan nyo lang mukha nyo, guys. Like, to me, and I come from a place of privilege as I say this, parang I'm not afraid to be seen trying, and I feel like that's really something we all have to remember all the time. Like, sometimes, like, medyo nahihiya ako to post something, then I'm like, you know what, suck it up, post it. Because you never know who's watching. This is something you guys have to remember all the time. Oh my gosh. If you want to achieve something, just put it out there, because you really never know who's watching. Even if, let's say, it doesn't get as much, let's say, views as you would want it to have. Sometimes in those few views, like, the important, companies or people are watching it, and they're the ones that can give you like these grand opportunities. So, kapalan lang talaga mukha. Yun lang talaga ang, that's the key to achieving what you want to achieve, as well as, oh my gosh, the word execution. There's a really big difference between planning what you want to do, having all these great ideas, and actually executing them.
Right.
Like, sometimes you really just have to do it. Parang even if it's not perfect, even if it's not the best, just do it, guys. Like, I think this applies to anything in life. If you're not sure about, I know it's easier said than done, but even if you're afraid, like still just do it because baka the feeling will never go away naman. So might as well just do it because you never know what's gonna happen. Like if something not so good comes out of it, then it's a lesson. Like you'll know what not to do next time.
Right.
But if something good comes out of it, then there's your answer. Like you can get the benefits now of that push you made for yourself before. And I feel like it also has a lot to do with asking. But ask and you shall receive.
Yes.
I feel like sometimes if you don't ask, the automatic answer is no.
Love that.
Diba? Like when it comes to opportunities, guys, sometimes you just have to have the audacity to ask. Parang, hey, can you maybe take a chance on me or whatever? Because I did that a lot. Like, guys, fun fact, I used to send cold emails to a lot of brands before, like to maybe, take a chance on me, see what I can do so that you can maybe send me to a race, ganon. None of them responded because, it's really that hard to get into the industry. But thankfully, I still got my answer from like another company, from other companies who saw my worth. So just ask and you might receive. And walang mawawala if you ask because there's nothing bad about it. Like, just ask. Like, the worst case scenario is you get a no. But they're not gonna look down on you for it. Like, baka ma-amaze pa sila na, oh my gosh, ang galing nitong taong to. Like, kahit di niya alam na may chance siya or whatever, tinry pa rin niya. Like, guys, good things come to those who try. Trying talaga is always the first step. So, yeah, just if you want to achieve something, the first step is to try it. To just do it no matter how hard it is, no matter how unprepared you feel. Because you will always probably feel unprepared. So just do it. Like, you never know what could happen. And you might not see how good it can get if you don't do it.
I love that you said, because you know how the saying is, good things come to those who wait.
Yeah.
I love how you changed it up and said, good things come to those who try. Which is such a great reminder for anybody. Again, like Marti said, it's not just the planning, it's also the execution. And do it scared. Love that. I love all of it. Now, has being in the space changed the way that you see yourself as a woman in media?
Oh, I've never thought about that. But I think it has because I've seen a lot of the ins and outs of media in terms of like motorsports already. Na I feel like I've become more confident as well in general because in my mind, okay, I would get into this very hard to reach industry, then that maybe that means that I'm doing something right. Baka like nagpe-pay off naman yung hard work ko. So, I realized my worth more and I know how to deal with a lot of things better now because of all the lessons I learned last year from all my partnerships and like, collaborations. Like very technical na to, but still like very good lessons siya. Hard lessons, like a lot of them were very hard lessons to learn, but still lessons at the end of the day. And I feel like I just became stronger because in terms of F1, I learned it's such a complicated like industry to deal with media wise. So I feel like nothing can hurt me anymore or something. Like nothing can make me as stressed anymore because I've already gone through like the worst in my opinion. Kasi like I've also been part of media naman, other types of media before, like advertising and so I know how it is. But like the motorsport industry, like media, is just so different. Like it's so brutal. It's so incredibly brutal. So I feel like it made me stronger and more confident and more learned when it comes to dealing with everything.
Now, if you could talk to the version of you watching her first race, what would you tell her?
Okay, I think the main thing I would say is you're gonna be just fine. Because this is real, like I genuinely used to be so sad about the fact na I would think to myself na, oh my gosh, you're a girl, you're from the Philippines. Parang it's such a hard to reach industry talaga, especially because motorsport isn't as widespread in the Philippines compared to like other countries. Like it's just the sad reality. I feel like everything was stacked against me.
Right.
So I used to be sad about the fact na, okay, I really don't have a chance. I know I have the passion for it, the skills I can learn, but I just don't think I'm capable of like having these opportunities. I mean, no, I'm capable, but I don't think the universe is capable of giving me these opportunities. So that's also a lesson, guys. Parang be open to the good. Like you want the good. If you want the good, be open to receiving the good because the energy you put out into the world, like it's gonna go back to you. Like if you feel like the universe can give you good things, open it. Like, it will. It really will. So just, put out positive vibes because it's going to reflect back on you. And yeah, that's basically it.
I love that. Now, what is the dream from here, Marti? Like international presenting, hosting trackside, growing your platform even more. What's next?
Oh my gosh, this is very specific. This is so specific, and I don't know if it's a good idea to say it here para for a lot of people to hear because it baka mabate. But no, my dream now is to get sent to somewhere in Europe.
Oh,
that's the dream now, like somewhere in Europe sana. And like I'd love to have a long like sit down interview with one of the drivers. Like those are the two main things for now. I'd love for that to happen. But if not this year, may year pa naman.
Yeah.
Pero may start pa lang naman ng year. So I hope it still happens.
Yeah.
I hope you guys manifest with me. Thank you.
Get into existence.
Yeah.
And I honestly, you definitely do it. Now, if our listeners and your fans want to stay updated on your content or whatever is next for you, where can they find you online?
You guys can follow me at Marti Pecache. So that's MartiPecache. That's all. I only have TikTok and Instagram, you guys. So please follow me if you want to stay tuned, like when it comes to F1 updates or my life in this space. So yun lang, Marti Pecache.
There you go, monsters. At Marti Pecache, MartiPecache. Okay?
Period.
Well, Marti, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. It was really, I was so excited about this because for those of you who don't know, Marti was my trainee.
Yes, online.
Yeah, online. And then finally you're here now as a guest doing what you do best, which is your content creation, and you're taking up space in the F1 and motorsport world, which congratulations. I am so happy for you. Now, this wasn't just about F1, it was about passion, representation, and like I said, taking up space in industries that weren't always built for with women in mind. So monsters, this has been Heard on Thursdays with me, Rhea Rams. Today we talked about racing, storytelling, and building community in a fast-paced world of motorsport with Marti Pecache. Is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to my friend Lance. I think he's watching on TikTok right now. And shout out to my parents. I'm not sure if they're watching, but they might be. They might be tuned in. So shout out to them. I'm not sure about my other friends, but hello. If you're watching, hello. And to my followers, I heard kanina like some of you guys are watching. So super thank you guys. I can't wait for the season. I'll be giving you guys the content you deserve again.
Oh, I love that. Again, thank you so much, Marti, for being here. It has been such a pleasure to talk to you again.
Thank you so much, Rhea Rams, and thank you, Monster.
Yes, so Monsters, again, this has been Heard on Thursdays with me, Rhea Rams. We were here with Marti Pecache, F1 content creator and motorsports presenter. Catch us again next week, same time, same place, only on Manila's hottest Monster F1.
The views expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect those of the station or its management. Heard on Thursdays, the iconic radio talk show that made Philippine FM Radio Talk winner of multiple KBP Golden Dove Awards. HOT.
On air 2 to 3 p.m.
And streams on the Monster Facebook page and YouTube channel at RX931 and on Twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Heard on Thursdays, only from Manila's hottest, Monster RX93.1.